Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We're documenting the journey of amazing entrepreneurs like Dena, Patton. One digital footprint at a time. Yes. How are you?
I'm great.
I'm glad you're. Any relationship? I'm sure you get this asked.
General Patton.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Really?
Tons of stories, but not for this interview. Another interview.
Patton is my favorite. One of my favorite movies, probably the top 10
Yes.
movies. I've watched it over and
I
over
get
and
that
over
one.
again, and I can almost recite the whole.
The whole thing.
Yes. How are you?
I'm great.
The show is about you, not about General Patton, but it's
Let's talk about
General
movies.
Patton.
Let's review some movies.
Oh, we could do that too. I'm a movie buff. Business coaching.
Yes.
What is exactly that you do?
Well, I've been a business coach for 14 years, so I feel a little senior at it. Well, there's so many new people in the space.
There are tons of people in the
Yeah,
space. Yes.
life and business coaching has exploded. You know, when I first got into it, people are like, what is that?
Yeah.
What? You help people with their goals? You help people grow their business?
A little bit etherial, what is this business coaching?
Yeah.
Right.
So it was, quite awkward 14 years ago. Right. And in New York, where I started, and then when I came out here, it was even worse, right? People are like, go back to New York. But as you know, it's become very popular,
Mm-hmm.
and really it's a powerful way to grow your business with velocity.
What do you attribute the popularity or the increase in business coaching?
Results.
And life coaching? Okay.
When I work with someone and they're doubling and tripling their revenue, and then all their friends are like, what happened? What are you doing? They're like, oh, I'm working with this amazing coach. And I think that most coaches, if they're good, they're getting results. And when you get results, your friends notice, and they're like, well, I want to coach too.
What makes you distinct? What makes you better than the rest?
Yeah. So one way is I only work with world changers. So people who are on a very clear path that I want to change the world through this platform, whatever their platform is.
All right.
Actually, all 8 of my clients right now are all in different industries, so it's not industry specific.
Right.
So one, they have to be world changers, because that's who I'm called to work with, is really those leaders and world changers who are out to better the world. 2, they are usually somewhat faith-based, so there's some kind of heart or spirituality or calling or religion of some kind that is driving them, because I believe that business and faith can go together, and so often they are, whether they're men or women, they have a big spiritual piece, and they want to blend that, which is I worked with a financial planner in Seattle, very, very successful, but he was a strong Christian, and he's like, I have these 2 worlds, like I'm this powerful CEO and this, powerful Christian, but my worlds don't mix. And he was trying to figure out, how can I integrate my faith into my business? How can I use my business as a platform for my faith? So those are big conversations that people have, and especially the more successful you get, it becomes very pulled, and you start to separate the 2. And I love when they come together.
Is it because there is a dichotomy between having faith, believing in something, and that might turn off perhaps some of your clients, or is there a conflict between the industry in which you are in?
Sometimes it's oh gosh, if I'm spiritual based, then I'll repel people and not make any money, or it just might be it's too vulnerable for me, right? It's just uncomfortable. When I have my business hat on, I have my business hat on. But what happens is we're one being. I am a powerful, badass, CEO, and I happen to be a strong Christian, and I can be both. And a lot of people feel like they can be both, but they don't know how. And so for me, I love when people use their business to be a platform for good. And maybe it's not faith-based, maybe it's just philanthropy-based or for good in general sense, right? There's a heart piece in it somehow, and they don't quite know how to integrate that. They're just like so driven to make money. It's like you can make a difference and make a great living too. So that's kind of my tagline.
Gotcha. So what I'm reading is not necessarily that there's a religious connotation to business, but rather a do good.
Yeah, do good.
Do good, feel good.
That your heart and your revenue can be working at the same time.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
So because you're leaving all of us secular guys
Yeah.
out
Oh yeah.
there to
No.
pasture.
No. So
they have feelings, you know.
No, everybody has, some kind of heart work or love or maybe passion or a piece of calling that, and it might be a season of life. Like they didn't have it and then they hit 50 and it's like, whoa, I'm called to do this, and
yep.
So it's that integration. But my clients are all over the world in a ton of different industries, and it's about scaling and growing their business, their systems. Systemizing is huge. You've got to get that business off you and have systems, or you'll implode.
Yep.
And then marketing, sales, and PR is a huge piece that I coach people in.
What is the toughest part of your job?
Oh gosh, helping people see that they're in their own way, because they always think it's someone else. Oh, he's in my way, or this is in their way, and most of the time, they're in their own way. So, but they can't see that.
And you are seeing that.
Yeah.
And you're trying to convey that to the owner of the business, whoever he or she may be, and they're not seeing it.
Right.
And you're frustrated because just do
just
what
see
I'm
it.
doing.
Just see it.
So it's going to be very frustrating.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? Eventually, I've never lost a client in 14 years. Eventually, sometimes it's one conversation. And it's all about framing it and letting them see it in a way that's not intimidating or shameful. Yeah. You can't shame people into change.
Right.
It doesn't work, So, even my super successful, they have a $5 million company and they want to get to that 20 million, and they just can't figure out what's in the way. And when they realize it's them, they quickly get out of their way because they want to get to that success.
Is that because maybe they're too controlling? Do you not want
there's a ton of different. Everybody's a little different.
Prior to 14 years, let's go back 14 years ago. What did you do? What did you do then?
I owned a PR and marketing firm in New York.
So you've always been an entrepreneur?
Since 24. So this year's 20 years. So I'm having my 20th anniversary and sold that business to a tech company. The first year of the internet, got the knock and said, there's something that's coming that's going to put you out of business called the internet. Millennials always hear that story and they're like, what? Right. So long story short, I sold that business to them, was their director of marketing. It was brilliant because I was inside a tech company for a year.
Sure.
And built a community of 70,000 people there, and then went on to build my own coaching practice. So it's been an amazing journey.
You're just amazing, man. I mean, I'm just in awe.
Thank you.
I'm just in awe. Do you find that because of the type of work that you do, that there is have you found a glass ceiling for yourself?
For myself or my clients?
Where
I'm taking myself? Yeah, I don't think so. In 14 years, just as women entrepreneurs and women leaders have just exploded. I do remember in the early years, I've always kind of been in men, in the presence of men and on projects with men and men clients. And I remember kind of having to downplay the female part of myself, and I think that's the journey of all women leaders, as they find their voice and they find, I can be feminine and female and bring that female brilliance and still honor guys and work with guys and that. And there is no ceiling. You can't, you really can't have a ceiling and be in the coaching world, because coaching to me is limitless. You're bringing people who have $50,000 businesses who could never imagine it being a $2 million. But they have put the ceiling on themselves, right?
Got it.
You've got to help them remove ceilings. So if I'm helping people remove ceilings,
I
can't have ceilings.
You can't have it,
right? You can't teach what you haven't learned yourself. So, it's been a journey in my own leadership, and my philanthropy work, and I speak all over the country. And all the things that I've done, I can't put a ceiling on myself because that's what I teach, is being limitless. And whether you have a $50,000 business, or $100,000 or $1 million, and you're trying to double or triple that, or you want to sell it. A lot of people have these dreams of selling it, but just, put that ceiling on them. So I love removing ceilings. It's one of my favorite things.
Awesome. 5 years from now, where are we going to see? Because we're going to bring you back, for the Where Are They Now show, the VH1 Top Foundation Entrepreneurs and Fuego returning entrepreneur.
Yes.
And we're going to play back this.
Right. Okay, good. 5 years from now, I have a daughter who's 8, and for me, my number one role is being mom and being wife and just being extraordinary in that.
Sure.
And so, being there, I run my 2 businesses. I have the systems and the schedules for my businesses so that I'm a mom first. And, I have 2 successful businesses. And for everybody out there who are parents, I want them to know that you can be a great parent and have a great business. Often there's mommy guilt and even daddy guilt, And it's all about scheduling and systemizing it so that you can have both. But I want to be a great mom 5 years from now. I want my nonprofit, which I have a small nonprofit, I want it to be a leading nonprofit for girls.
Do you know what the nonprofit is?
The Girls Rule Foundation. I want it to be national leading girls charity, up there with Girl Scouts and Girls Inc. And I want it to be changing millions of girls' lives. And I want to be continuing my speaking and coaching. I have a thriving practice, and I am blessed every day with it.
And have no doubt that you will, because you are the female General Patton. and there's just no doubt at all that that's going to happen. I mean, I'm just so fortunate and so honored to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. Women rule. 65% of new entrepreneurs are women.
I know.
How can you argue against that?
I know. And we're the purse strings of this country and our families, and we're great leaders.
And you're smarter.
But together.
And you're smarter. And I hope the next president of the United States is a woman. I'm thinking. It's probably going to happen. With that, we're out.